Hey everyone, Dr. Russell Manalastas of Mana Performance Therapy here. I'm a board-certified sports physical therapist and also a contributor to the Art of Simple Golf. I wanted to talk to you about the importance of lead hip rotation and why that is so important to potentially help reduce low back pain. A lot of times when people are dealing with low back pain, people always look at the low back, but they don't look at the hip. And we notice that the hip is a key component to why people are dealing with low back pain. So in particular, we're going to talk about the importance of lead hip internal rotation versus external rotation. We're going to explain that in a second. So we're going to use the belt buckle as a frame of reference. So when we talk about the backswing, the belt buckle is moving away from the lead hip, and that is what we term external rotation. Okay? On the downswing, your belt buckle is moving closer to the lead hip, which is what we call internal rotation, and that's usually where we see people struggle. If a person is missing internal rotation of the lead hip, it can lead to a couple of things. One, when they're on their downswing, if they cannot rotate and clear their hips, they might have a tendency to slide into their shot. When they slide into their shot, they might have a tendency to increase their spine tilt and increase the amount of stress on the low back. Two, what happens is if they can't rotate around their hip, the motion's got to come from somewhere, and usually it's the low back that compensates. So what you'll see is you'll either see the golf athlete early extend or over-rotate through the low back in order to get square to the target. So what you'll see is as they come through, they'll either have a tendency to early extend or over-rotate through the low back to get square to that target. And lastly, if the hip is really tight, what you'll see is if they can't clear their hip, their lead foot will have a tendency to spin out as they make contact or make impact through the ball. Okay, ultimately that's due to the fact that the hip might be tight and not able to rotate around the leg as you come through the downswing. Okay, so a simple exercise we give golf athletes to just kind of open up and loosen up the hip a little bit before they start swinging is this. They're going to keep their lead foot planted on the ground facing straight ahead. And all you're going to do is you're going to take your whole body and rotate around the lead foot. You're going to try and turn the body as far as you can, get your chest squared to a target, pause for a second or two, and then come back to the middle. Rotate, pause for a second or two, and then come back to the middle. You're going to try about 10 or 15 repetitions per side, and then from there, you're going to go through your routine, okay? If you have tightness or if you've had pre-existing issues with the hip, then you want to be mindful of that. You don't want to increase discomfort. You don't want to increase the sensitivity that you might be dealing with already. And if that's the case, you might want to reach out to a local medical provider. With that being said, if you want to work with us personally and get an idea as to how best to improve your golf game and play your best golf yet, click the link below and leave us a comment so we can best help you and reach out to you and help you play the best golf ever. Hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you guys soon.